Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander.
And welcome to another episode of our Card Spotlight series in which I highlight a card that I think should see more play in Commander. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Sting, the Glinting Dagger. For 2 colorless, it's a legendary artifact equipment with equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has haste. At the beginning of each combat, untap equipped creature, and equipped creature has first strike as long as it's blocking or blocked by a goblin or orc, and equipped 2. This one I think was one that slipped under the radar a little bit when the set first released, but it's slowly coming to people's attention, and I think it's secretly maybe one of the best cards in the set. It's powerful in 1v1, but in Commander it is incredibly powerful. So to start off, a creature getting +1/+1 and haste is already pretty decent. There are a lot of decks that are interested in giving haste to their creatures, and even though this is a little bit worse than Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boots in that sense, it's still good to have some redundancy, and if you're interested in those 2 cards, you probably want this as well in your deck. But that's not the really important ability on this card. The important ability on this card is the second one that says at the beginning of each combat, untap equipped creature. The interesting part about that wording is that it's going to work during your combat as well. That means that for creatures with tap abilities, you can tap them once during your first main phase, untap it during combat, tap it again during your turn, and then get 3 more untaps and taps during each opponent's turn, for a total of 5 untaps during a turn cycle. That is absolutely insane with a lot of commanders. Any commander that has a tap ability that doesn't cost mana is going to love this card. This goes in so many of those decks, and we really haven't seen anything quite like this before. We've seen stuff that untaps creatures, but it usually is quite conditional or only untaps a creature once. This is going to do it at every combat step. It also makes it very difficult for you to be attacked just normally if you put it on a pretty big creature, because it kind of grants it pseudo vigilance. Obviously it's at its best with tap abilities, but it doesn't even need to be the tap abilities from your commander. It could be pretty good in any deck that just has creatures with activated abilities that want to be used over and over. So an example of a deck that could really want this is something like Gearson Starn, which is going to run a lot of pingers. If you put this on one of your pingers, then you can deal 15 damage per turn cycle with that pinger, which is crazy damage. Another commander that immediately came to mind for me was something like Prime Speaker Vanifar. This can just allow you to go up your chain so much faster than you used to by sacrificing 5 creatures per turn cycle. Incredibly powerful stuff as well there. I also really like it in very value-centric decks, such as something like Osgir the Reconstructor. This is going to allow some very interesting plays in that deck, such as getting a Soul Ring first, then untapping Osgir during your opponent's turn, and then using the mana from the Soul Ring to get something else with Osgir, and just really going off with it. It's really hard to understate how powerful untap effects are with commanders that are balanced around using their ability only once per turn cycle. Getting to do it 5 times if it's not interacted with is very strong. That makes me think that this card is very undervalued at the moment at only $1.56, and I personally am going to be picking up some more of these. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel, and until next time, take care.